quick question. Have you ever wanted to know how to increase your ability to speak in English, how to improve your speaking ability, how to speak with confidence and not feel frustrated, and how to do it quickly? Oh yeah, I know I got your attention. You see, today I'm going to teach you how to trick your brain into learning English fast. But I need you to do something for me. You see, my goal is to help 1 billion students just like you around the world speak English with confidence. Now, I need your help, and all you have to do is like, share, subscribe. Come on. I said like, share, subscribe. Last time I said like, share, subscribe. And I will appreciate it so much. I'm Teacher Tiffani. Let's jump right in. All right, so first we need to understand the power of interval training, the benefits and purpose. Now, interval training, it's a training that involves a series of very intense workouts. I'll tell you something really quickly. So my friend and I, because everyone is stuck at home and not able to go out, I can't go to the gym. She can't go to the gym. She and I have been working out together via Zoom in the morning. And what happens is we do these intense workouts for a short period of time. We actually do interval training, and it's been amazing. It's even though the time is short, my body is responding so quickly to the training. So interval training alternates short, intense bursts of activity with periods of recovery in between. The body's two energy producing systems are important: the aerobic and the anaerobic. Now, the aerobic system allows you to walk or run for long distances. So I want you to think of a marathon, people running for hours. They need a different type of energy, and the aerobic system provides the energy necessary to run for a long period of time. Now, on the opposite side, we have the anaerobic system, which allows you to do short bursts of activity. Now, when I was growing up, I told you before, I was an athlete. I loved to run, but I was a short distance runner. I loved the quick bursts of energy. So the 100-meter dash, and I did the 200-meter dash, but it was a little bit longer than I liked. But again, my body, I used the anaerobic system to actually run quickly for a short period of time. So this is the idea behind interval training. Now, it has a really good effect on the body, but how do we apply interval training to our brain to help us trick it to learn English better? Second, this is what happens. We need to organize first. We need to organize our plan and our specific goal. Basically, figuring out what we want. Now, I have 6 images. 3 times 2. I have 6 images on the screen right now, and these images are going to help us learn how we can organize our specific goals. All right. First, figure out what you want to accomplish. What is your desire? Do you want to improve your speaking fluency? Do you want to learn more vocabulary? Do you want to understand more, improve your comprehension? Figure out what your goal is. All right. Again, this is helping us understand how to use interval training. This will help you focus when things get hard. I'm going to be very honest with you. When you're learning a second, or for some of you, third or fourth language, it can be a little bit tricky because your brain is actually fighting against what you're doing. You're learning another language when you already have one language perfected in your brain, your mother language, your mother tongue. So it's going to get hard sometimes. But if you have your goal always in mind, you can push through those difficult times. All right. So you have your goal. Then you're going to need to decide the number of days for your training. Now, my friend and I, we study. We actually exercise 3 times a week. We do interval training 3 times a week. So you're going to figure out how many days do you want to do this training for your brain related to English. You can decide. Now, how is this going to help you? It will help you develop endurance as you train. You see, what happens to me, again, I do interval training 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with my friend. There are some days that I don't want to wake up, but I remember my goal. Hey, Tiff, Tuesday and Thursday, you can relax, you can take a break. But Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you promised your friend your goal is to be consistent for these 3 days. And what happens is I'm able to endure and to get up and keep pushing forward. All right. So deciding the number of days is very important. Then you need to decide how long you want to study each day. Remember, I mentioned for my friend and I, our interval training, we only exercise for 30 minutes. So even though it's early in the morning and there are times we don't want to exercise, the fact that we know, hey, this is only going to last for 30 minutes, it helps us to actually focus and to actually push through, like I mentioned before. So again, deciding how long is going to help you. How will it help? It will help you balance your work-life schedule. So I mentioned that it would help you focus, but it will also help you balance your work-life schedule. Here's the deal. You are busy. You may be in school. You may have a family. You may have children. You may have a job that requires you to work long hours. So if you've set aside a specific amount of time, whether it be 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or even an hour each day to study and to participate in your interval training, you don't have to stress during the other parts of your day because you know you've accomplished the goal for that day. Kind of makes sense? All right. So again, you have your period of time. All right. Now what you're going to do is decide how and what you are going to study. That's right. Everyone has different goals, right? You may want to, again, learn vocabulary. Someone else may want to learn how to speak fluently about their life or something else. So you have to figure out, again, what you're going to do in order to achieve your goal. Now, how is this going to help? You see, it will help you learn your study preferences. So again, some people like to read more. Some people like to listen more. Some people like to speak a lot, like in a practice group. So again, you need to learn which activities actually benefit you the most. Now, this is a perfect segue into the sponsor for today's video, Lingoda. Now, I love Lingoda because they have a mission that is truly in line with the mission I have. I told you all before that I want to help 1 billion students. Well, Lingoda wants to help students just like you as well. Lingoda is sponsoring a language sprint. Now, this is so awesome. They want students like you to be able to, in a 3-month period, improve their English. That's right. This is literally interval training. So for 3 months, they want you to be able to improve your English. Now, here's the thing. They're going to give you 100% of your money back if you participate every day over the 3-month period. I mean, honestly, it's a deal that you can't pass up. Basically, what's happening is if you attend class every day for the 3-month period, you get 100% of your money back. Now, you can study anytime. If you work in the morning, you can study at night. If you work at night, you can study in the morning. Their teachers are awesome. And let's say, for example, you want to improve your business English. They got a class for you too. So again, Lingoda, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. Guys, over 30,000 students have participated in the sprints provided by Lingoda. So you are guaranteed to improve your English, and there are so many students before you who have improved their English. So click the link in the description and use the coupon code. And remember, if you participate every day for a 3-month period, you will get 100% of your money back. Now, I don't want you to miss out because there are limited spots. So click the link in the description, use the discount code, and Lingoda, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. All right. So again, we're talking about interval training, and you can use Lingoda's language sprint as your interval training. All right. Your activities. Now, after you've decided your activities, what you need to do is document. That's right. Track your progress via notes, video, or audio. Basically, you can have a notebook. I've showed you all my notebook before. This is my notebook. I have it all the time. So if I learn something new today, I can document, hey, today I studied for 30 minutes and I learned ... I learned this expression or this vocabulary word. You want to keep a log or track your progress as you go through this period of enhancement, improving your English skills, right? So as you're doing the interval training, but you can also record yourself. Now, I'll be very honest. Doing this, recording yourself, Some of my students have started doing this, recording themselves speaking in English, and I've seen their English improve so much faster. So I would suggest you record a video clip. Hey, today I learned a new vocabulary word, and I also watched an English video. They both were very interesting. Cut. You just want to keep a documentation of what you're doing, all right? Now, how it will help you. You will feel encouraged and see your improvement. So many times as a student, you're not able to see your improvement. And I talked about that in last week's video, how sometimes you feel like you're not improving. Well, if you're keeping a log, or if you're documenting what's going on as you study English, whether it be writing in your notebook or recording a video clip or even recording an audio clip, later on, you can review and you will know your process and your progress. All right. Okay. So again, document. And next, you need to rest. That's right. Take time to review what you learned. Now, how can this help you? It will help you process and use what you learned. You see, the interval training, my friend, again, 3 times a week, she and I exercise. But in the midst of our interval training, we have break times. That's right. We go hard, whether we're doing jumping jacks or push-ups or other difficult exercises that have us sweating a lot. There is a break time in between. And this is so important because it gives our body a chance to relax for a second. Now, it's not a long break, but it is a break. And you need to do the same thing for your brain. All right. So now let's get into see exactly how many intervals. So decide the number of intervals, how many times you will repeat it. Here we go. All right. So I've decided 4 intervals. Again, I'm going to show you my plan as an example. So let's say I'm an English student just like you, and I say, oh man, this plan is great, using interval training to actually trick my brain into learning English faster. I'm going to do 4 intervals. All right. So let's look at my plan. So here we go. First, my goal, to speak confidently about my life in English. You see how specific I am. Not just to speak confidently, but to speak confidently about my life. The more specific you are, the better. All right, so that's my goal. Next, I can say the number of days. I can do it for 6 days, right? Again, I'm choosing the period of time for my interval training. I said, okay, 6 days is good. Next, number of hours or minutes. I said I can do this 30 minutes per day. Then specific activity. I said I want to write a daily journal and read it out loud. Now you'll notice that I said I can write it, but I want to speak confidently. So I must read it out loud. So write in my journal, and then I need to read what I wrote. And I'll tell you something. It's so interesting how the brain works. I remember when I was studying Korean, I could write a lot, but then when I went to read it, it's kind of like sometimes you feel a bit nervous because you can hear yourself and you can hear if you make a mistake. But actually, that's going to help you because you will recognize your mistakes, and the next time you will naturally try to correct the mistakes that you heard the previous time. So it's very important for me to write and read it out loud. All right. So after I do that, what happens? I need to document. So I'm going to record a 30-second video clip talking about what I learned. So for me, again, for the activity I chose to read it out loud. Then when I document, I chose to do a 30-second video clip. All right. Remember, these are intense activities, short bursts of intense activities. I know you're thinking, teacher, wow, it's going to be a little bit difficult. That's the point. Short bursts of intense activity, and then you break. Burst, break, burst, break. All right. So I'm going to document by recording a 30-second video clip. And then I'm going to rest. You see, I'm going to review what I learned over the last 6 days and get ready to do it again. There's this go, 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 stop. Review the video clips. I learned that on day 1. Review my notes. Okay, I talked about my day. I did learn that new expression. And then I'm going to do it all over again. Remember, I chose 4 intervals, right? So this is what my plan looks like. My interval training would be 7 days because remember, 6 study days and 1 review day times 4 intervals. So mine is going to last for 28 days. That kind of makes sense. You see, I'm for 28 days, I'm saying, hey, I need to speak confidently in English about my life. So for 28 days, I'm going to go hard, intense, 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 with rest periods in between. And you can do the same thing. So what we've done right here again, we have a plan. We know the number of intervals. And now you need to take action. And that comes in part 2. You see, I have worksheets. Now, because you've studied this lesson, I'm sure you enjoyed and you learned a lot. But you may need a worksheet that you can actually use to write down. So again, for those that are in my academy, if you're a member, you can click the link right in the description and watch part 2 and download the worksheet that goes along with the lesson and start filling it out for your specific interval training. Again, if you're not a member, click the link and you can join today and you can watch part 2. Once again, I want to thank Lingoda for sponsoring this video. Remember, I want you guys to participate in the language sprint. Don't miss out. Don't miss the date. You need to sign up right now. And remember, if you participate, if you go in these intense bursts and you participate for the 3 months, you can get 100% of your money back. Thanks again, Lingoda. Guys, thank you so much for joining. I will see you next week. But as always, remember to speak English. You know what time it is. It's story time. Hey, I said it's story time. All right, so actually, for today's story time, I'm going to do a little bit of singing for you. You see, when I was growing up, singing was a really big part of my life. Just to tell you a little bit. So when I was in elementary school, I went to a Christian elementary school, and every morning, that's right, every morning before class, we would sing for about 30 minutes. Our class loved music, and so did our teacher. So we would be in our classroom in the morning singing for 30 minutes before we started our lesson. So I have so many good memories of starting my days off feeling happy, feeling good. And then the songs that we would sing, we also would sing them at church. So I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, and I went to church on Saturdays, and we would have AYS, Adventist Youth Society. So it was a program in the afternoon for young people, and we'd sing some of the same songs on Saturday afternoons that we would sing in class during the week in the morning. So I have so many songs that I remember from my childhood. So I want to sing you one of my favorite songs. Man, I have so many. So one of my favorite songs, even to this day, is Sign Me Up. So I'm going to sing a little bit of Sign Me Up. Here we go. Sign me up for the Christian Jubilee. Just write my name on the roll. I've been changed. Since the Lord has lifted me. Got to be ready when Jesus comes. Now, we would sing that over and over and continue, but man, I mean, if you could have seen us, we were like 10 years old, 11 years old, so happy to sing in the morning. We would rush to class every morning asking our parents to get us to school on time because singing those songs just made us so happy and started off our days really, really good. So I hope you enjoyed the song. I gave you a little bit of a song for today, but let me know something from your childhood. Maybe you also enjoyed singing songs, or what did you do as a child that really made you happy? I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you next week.